moving today.
All
Food
right.
has always brought
Hi,
us
YouTube.
together to connect, to eat, to explore.
Hi, YouTube.
Now we're all figuring out
Friends, how are
it's the
you?
perfect time
I
to
hope
cook.
y'all are having a good day. I'm still in the hospital. My body is letting me know that it's getting older and I can't drop it like it's hot anymore, and that's fine. I just saw a title. I'm going to watch the video. I just saw a title of a YouTube video. You know I don't show my face, right? I don't show my face. I don't give my government name. But it doesn't matter. There are those who are here who just want to control me and you. And they just don't want to speak the truth. As long as we're sitting up all day watching dumbass movies, eating their boogers. Oh, speaking of boogers, remember I had put in the first video about if you're a target individual, battered woman, whatever, just watch your food. But sometimes, when you catch on to them, they like to go out of their way to make sure. Like someone just came in here and I took the food out the bag, and then she had to make sure that the fruit cup she handed me, that I saw if there was a booger on that. So this is the things. Okay, so in the beginning, you'll be appalled. But again, there are so many people in here who tell you how immature, and it is. It's just first grade behavior. I don't even think 10-year-olds do that, but you'll just learn to just let it, like my grandmother would say, water on a duck's back. I'm 1 minute in. I'm only going 5 minutes. How about that? I just saw a title of a YouTube video that says, see how clean my room is? My side of the room, I keep it clean. And so my grandmother would say, wherever you are, just try to keep it clean. So it says that no closure after narcissistic abuse. And so I'm going to watch the video, but I'm going to post this now. And that's true. But you have to know that it is very deliberate. It is not meant for you to have closure, because closure means healing. And your narcissist, some of us have more than one, they don't want us to heal because they want an opportunity to come back in the future, especially if they have not found a new Exxon or Quick Trip gas station to replace us with. So you have to understand that once you leave your abusers, plural, some of us had, plural, we had husbands and children and parents who were feeding off of us. And so you have to understand it's very deliberate. And let me give you some examples just popped up inside of me. So everywhere you go in terms of gang stalking, like I remember 2 years ago, I was doing something with my cat, and a man walked up to me in Warner Robins and asked me about my cat, and then asked me how many years had I been married before I got divorced. It's no way he would have known this. Gang stalking. So there is a deliberate effort to always remind you of your narcissist. And so again, mentally, you will never get over your narcissist. You will never have closure if you're always being triggered to think about them or the type of partnership you've had. And it could have been, some of you have had business partnerships with narcissists, which have ruined you also financially. And so again, with the gang stalking program, wherever you go, they are giving a list of things to say to you. Like if you notice when you go to the movies, when you go to restaurants, whatever type of relationship you had, people love to come to me and ask me all the time, do you have children? And so I don't want to say anything about that, but this is very deliberate, and it's a classic move, classic from gang stalking. So just be aware of that. And so 2, you will never get closure because it's very deliberate, because there are other ways. And I forgot, I had so it'll always be mentioned. But then, like, even if you get divorced, okay, so there'll still be stuff that'll be sent to you. There'll be stuff that's marketed to you. They'll even play certain songs. I can't tell you since my divorce how many times when I had my car that my wedding march, the song I got married to, would just come up on the radio. So again, this falls underneath the gang stalking program. Okay, 3, you will never really get an apology from your narcissist. Now you have to understand that narcissists are not remorseful. Okay, now I don't think 100 people would tell a lie like that. They are not remorseful for what they've done to you and me. And so again, for you, if you're sitting up waiting on an apology, I can tell you, look at that Reese's commercial, the new Reese's cup where it says "Not sorry, Reese's." That's your narcissist talking to you. So they're not remorseful. Now they are programmed to say "I'm sorry" because again, that lowers your defenses, and they can come back and give you more boogers to eat, abuse you, prostitute you, whatever it is, abuse that you and I suffered. So they are programmed. They do know that humans respond at least to two phrases: "I love you" and "I'm sorry." So they know that that brings down defenses in victims, which, and again, the behavior, if you notice, from abusers, and I'm over 5 minutes, so the behavior from abusers will stop, and then after some time it'll resume, which goes into why I wanted my first YouTube family to look into practicing responsible forgiveness. Because again, to forgive some things is totally ridiculous. God doesn't, the God that you love, show me much forgiveness in the book of Revelations. Okay, people are being sent to hell. So don't step to me about this bland, across the board forgiveness concept, because it even doesn't fit your biblical philosophy. Not at all. So you have to understand, so there would be no closure, because your narcissist is not going to write you a letter, and is probably not going to give you a sincere apology. And I want to say something right quick about apologies. And so, like right now, like look at me, I need money, right? Okay, so like right now, there's no one stopping me from getting up and going and robbing a bank, getting $1 million from the bank, and then coming back. But I am practicing right now in this moment that I am sorry by not doing the act. Okay, and so what I'm trying to say is, what makes narcissists very dangerous is that they never consider the karma that's going to come to them. That they don't really care about that. These are type of beings, people who believe in crossing bridges. Just, whatever knocks on my door. They don't care about who's coming to their door. They'll just deal with it when it comes to their door. Whereas you and I, if somebody asks us to rob a bank, we're going to be like, well, damn, how many years in prison we're going to do that? And we're going to have a record. And aren't we going to hurt people? And some teller, her tail is going to come up short, and she's going to get fired. So again, this is why many advocate for us being and loving and making love with those who are like-minded. Okay, because you and I are in the situation that we're in now because we thought that we could rehab someone through our love, through sex, through homemaking, and that's not true. Okay, these people are very envious, and it's not just your lover, your wife, your husband, it's your parents, your children, and so again, narcissism and envy, which gives you your true crime shows, which I do watch when I have access to a TV. The envy, my grandmother's always saying, envy is behind forensic files, is behind all of this. And even the Bible says, who can withstand envy? You have a person that's envious, whether you can see them or not, they're going to do some vicious shit to you. And I told you that. Closure after a narcissist. I'm going all in because guess what? I'm 3 minutes over. Just give me 3 more minutes. Closure. The best way to have closure is to forgive yourself, like Oprah talked about. Forgive yourself. Try to dodge these bullets from these gang stalkers whose job is to not let you. My mother, very abusive to me, and they sent an avatar prop as a nurse in here on Mother's Day to ask me about my mother and am I a mother. So again, these are iRobots, okay? And so again, why would we be upset over kiosks, okay? And so I started to order a Big Mac from that bitch. So we don't really lose weight over kiosks who pee and have blood and respond to medical treatment. That's not what we do. And so again, and there's some very good information. Someone said just separating your soul from people who hurt you, seen or unseen, just separating your soul. And I love that. Okay, watch that video, separating your soul. And she was just saying, well, I'm not gonna do your homework for you. Bobby Hemmett did not do his homework for me, and I won't do your homework for you, but you can look into separating your soul. Okay, and so if you're sitting back waiting for closure, you're not going to get it. You're listening to me because maybe you've been sitting up, looking out the window, going to your mailbox, checking your email for an apology. You're not going to get it. Okay. And so, again, when they planned to do all these things to us, they knew what the end result was going to be. And so there was no empathy at the point of planning. Okay. But again, this goes back to the 80-20, where like they would make you homeless. But then when I drive up and have somebody else give you a lunch so they can feel better about themselves. And you and I, we have done our part in helping them to alleviate some guilt and shame, and we need to stop that. Okay? So that's all I want to say. You will not have any closure from a narcissistic relationship. Don't look for any closure. Forgive yourself. Get on YouTube and stay on here. Read books. Read lectures about why. And that was one thing I got obsessed with. I just want to know why the hell the person I used to be. Why the fuck did she stay for 23 years? Why? Why is she doing? And so again, that's your closure. So you have to close the door. Okay, think of it this way. When you leave a building, like if there's someone in front of you, either they will hold the door open for you and close it behind you, or you have to do it. So as of right now, we're doing a shift. We're not looking for anyone to give us closure but ourselves. Now, stalking, we can't stop these beings from stalking. A lot of them walk the earth as Percocet poppers. They're addicts, they're alcoholics. They're envious. They have unresolved childhood traumas. A lot of them were molested and weren't protected by their parents, and they take that out on their children. And so again, they have issues. But we can do what we can do. Separate your soul. And you and I close the door. We give ourselves closure, and then we move on. Just because somebody asks you a question doesn't mean you have to answer it. Okay? And love yourself and be yourself. Whatever you are, just be yourself. That's all you have to do. Just be yourself. That's my take on closure after a narcissist. I'm not going to get up and go put a booger in anybody's food because I don't want to be sorry. First of all, I don't come from that. The angelic line that I come from, and some of you have been deceived by masquerading angels, but the angelic line that I come from, we don't even really, it's like, who does that? Okay, and so I don't need to be sorry for putting, as an example, boogers in people's food because I don't have the mentality. My Creator didn't put that in us to do such degrading and unspeakable things like that, as an example. And so I would never need to be sorry for that because I've never done that and I never will. And so again, a true apology starts at the point of planning. And so you have to understand that things that they've done to you was planned out, it was carried out. And if it was, maybe the apology was planned too. So they make a fool out of us. Everybody plays a fool sometimes. There's no exceptions to the rule. So our souls come here and we live and we learn, okay? And so again, if you're listening to me, we do no harm. We just learn. We just learn and we get better every day. Just every day we get better, okay? I'm on Facebook. If you're interested in partnership, spiritual or life coaching, I have very reasonable rates and I am available. You can reach me here. My number is 404-680-9294. And I also have an email, which I'm going to put down here, picnicsonasunnydday@gmail.com for coaching, okay? And I'm a friend within a coaching counselor. That's how I see myself because I really and truly do care. Oh, closure. And so sometimes they come back because they can't find anyone out in the world like you and me. But you have to understand too, when people throw treasures in the trash, sometimes they'll realize, oh fuck, what the fuck did I throw away? God damn it. And so they'll go back and dumpster dive. Okay? But let me tell you something with that dumpster diving. Sometimes the Most High will let you find what you threw away. Sometimes she won't. It's just gone. Kirk Franklin, he dumpstered. His Lord told him to throw away his porns. And then the devil told him to go get those porn out the tape. And so he admitted on Oprah that he dumpster dived for his porn tapes and that they were restored unto him. And so again, some people dumpster dive and they recover what they threw away, but then sometimes again, it's just lost. Okay? So give yourself closure. Just do the best you can. Separate your soul from people who have hurt you just over and over again. Just over. Just separate your soul. Okay? And if you and I are out of their life, it's their loss. All right. Bye. Look at my Ivy. Ivy, Ivy, Beyonce's first baby's name. All right. I care about y'all.